So hi guys, in today's video we're going to discuss about this new formation that I've been using. So the formation is this, it's 4-2-2, but it's different than usual 4-2-2. So here you can see I'm using one DMF and one CMF and two AMFs and two strikers, two center backs and two fullbacks. So now I'll tell you how to build this squad. So in the goalkeeping position, you can choose any goalkeeper. You can use a defensive goalkeeper or an offensive goalkeeper. It doesn't affect that much. Now in the defense, the usual suspect, one destroyer, one build up. You can use that is also usual. Now, when it comes to the fullbacks, you can use in one side offensive fullback and one side defensive fullback. You can do that, but I use QC tactics, so I use on both sides defensive fullbacks. Now, in the DMF role, it is very important to use an anchorman. Any other playstyle is not going to work, especially on QC. If you play LBC, then you can try destroyer or orchestrator. But if you are a QC or possession player, you should definitely go for anchorman. Now the two AMFs, you can, on one side you can use a creative playmaker. I'm using Pires, who is a creative playmaker, and on the other side you can use a whole player, or you can use a non playstyle player like Messi. So I have Messi, so you can use him also. But if you do that, you need to give him a special instruction. So I'll come to that later. Now when it comes to the forwards, I will suggest use both goal poachers because and both the goal poachers should have good speed and good finishing and good physical contact as well. Especially speed is very much needed, speed and acceleration, because your CMFs and AMFs are going to fall down quite a lot, and you will be needing to make a lot of through passes. So it is very important that both your forwards have good speed and acceleration. Now let's talk about the most important player in this formation is that CMF. That CMF has to be an orchestrator. Okay, that is the most important thing. Any other playstyle, this formation is not going to work to its potential. This CMF position in between the two AMF has to be an orchestrator, and he needs to have good defensive stats and good passing stats as well. So I'm using Kimmich. I don't have any other player, but the Pirlo, any card of Pirlo will also be good. He has good defensive stats, and obviously Pirlo's passing is legendary. So you can use Pirlo, but I don't have him, so that's why I'm using Kimmich. And he needs to have a blocker skill. I don't think Pirlo also have a blocker skill, so give him a blocker skill. This is very important. This orchestrator is the most important player. He's going to win you a lot of balls in the midfield because of his blocker skill and good defensive stats. If you use a player an orchestrator who doesn't have a good defensive stats, then he will be easily bullied in the midfield. So it is very important to have a defender, midfielder, an orchestrator who has good defensive stats and a blocker skill. And now it's time for the individual instructions. So usually I use Bruno Fernandes like this. So when I use it like this, I only give two instructions, that is individual instructions, to defensive to both my fullbacks. Okay, that is the only defensive individual instruction I give. But suppose I am Bruno is not in form, or any other player that I'm using in that role is not in form, I sub in Messi. So then what I do, I give him counter attack because he's a non-play style. In this Messi is prolific winger, so he's going to fall deep. So I don't want him to do that. So I want to keep him in advanced position. So that's why I give him counter target. Okay. So what I'm sure you guys know that when you give counter target to a player, that player will be in advanced position. So that's what I give him, and this is the individual instruction that I give.